Foodservice Power Plant Network. The screen tells me we're live. So hi, welcome to Monday night. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be with you again via camera and connecting. So many of us just got back from MOFSI, which was an unbelievable week. Just great energy, tons of learning, a great event, great connecting, and finally giving some hugs again. And tonight's guest, Stephanie Gilbert, was a huge part of that in terms of being on the MOFSI conference committee and planning the whole event. So we're going to get to talk with her. She's had an amazing career. It feels like she's just getting warmed up, frankly. And she's done so many great things, continues to rise, take on new challenges. We're going to pick her brain, hear her story. It's going to be a great night. So many of you know her. First, hi to the Foodservice Power Plant Network. We are live in the Foodservice Power Plant Network tonight. Hi to the K-12 Power Plant Network, our friend Shannon Solomon's group, the Lunch Ladies and Lads. Hi to everybody there, and hi on LinkedIn. We're started going live on LinkedIn as well, so more people can have access to these conversations that we share with our industry leaders. We're so excited to have you here. Someone's in the house. New episode of my favorite show right here. Hi. By the way, for anyone who wants to, if you go to StreamYard/Facebook, you can type in your name, and that way we can see you, who it is. I'm also going to grab my phone and I'll tap into Facebook to see if I can see kind of who's coming on and different things like that. A couple other things. First of all, you are welcome to take notes. And not just welcome, I would encourage you, grab a notepad and a pen. Inevitably, there are always bits of insight and wisdom and things that our industry leaders have accomplished or insights they have that we need in our own stories. So grab some notes. Chances are you're going to be thinking about them at 3 a.m. or tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. when you wake up. I wonder what Stephanie meant when she said this, or maybe this is something I can apply to my life. Grab a notepad and a pen. I think you'll find it beneficial. Second thing, you are welcome to hoot and holler. Someone's hooting right there. Woot, woot. What's up? So you can hoot and holler. You can cheer Stephanie on. She'll love it. We'll love it. And if you have questions for Stephanie, it's all yours. Throw a question in the group. She'd be happy to answer it. I'd be happy to answer it, whatever you want. That's why we do this two-way. That's why these are live, so that you can ask real questions of our guests as well. Do that. And the last, look who's here. Kevin Coachman's in the house from KCL. Yo, brother. Hi, Kevin. It was great to see you last week. So much fun. Also, listen, a huge thanks to our network, our community doesn't happen by itself. Thank you to our supporting partners who have come along and said, hey, we want to spread the message. We want to get the word out. How do we help grow? So to the Zumba Group, Foodservice Equipment and Supplies Magazines, Restaurant Development and Design, a supporting partner of ours. Thanks to Maureen and team as we continue to build these conversations and try new things. There will be a lot of fun things coming there. Thanks to Chelsea and the team at Crave for the new website and some marketing things and the booth at MOFSI conference. Wonderful. I'm grateful to have all your support, and our community is grateful to have what you're doing and ways to build and add value. We love it. Eric Starlipper is in the house right out of Philly. Eric, yo, brother. It's great to see you. So without further ado, let's go find her. Stephanie.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jason.
Hi, Stephanie. How the heck are you, buddy?
Couldn't be better. We're talking earlier. I think everyone's had some nice R&R over the weekend post MOFSI, and I just couldn't be more thrilled to chat with you tonight and catch up on all things food service, leadership, hospitality. I couldn't be more thrilled.
Well, it's going to be an amazing hour. You and I have known each other, I don't know, probably over 2 years when I was still a rep for BSI in Denver with Desert Peak Marketing, when I was still a rep, and we met there. And your energy and your spirit, you just have an ability to light up a room and give people hope, I think, because you've done so many cool things. So I'm really glad that we're going to have this time.
Right back at you, brother.
Okay. Rob Connolly's in the house. Hi, Rob. Yo, brother. Kevin wants to know, where in the world is Stephanie today? Stephanie, where are you right now?
I am actually in our home. I'm home in Denver. My spouse, unfortunately, it's a blessing, but she's busy working away in Chicago, and I'm here home for a couple more days, and then I'm heading out for the AHF CPC Conference Planning Committee meeting in Scottsdale in a couple days. So got a couple days at home. Enough time to do laundry.
Holy smokes. You know what? Let's get into this. I'm going to ask a question because, well, first, we'll start with this. we just got back from MOFSI. You were a part of planning that event. Tell us, I mean, give us some highs for you from the MOFSI conference.
Oh my goodness, there were so many. Getting to truly cultivate and build new friendships with people in our industry across the broad spectrum of manufacturers and reps, and meet certain reps in person for the first time, because I had the great fortune and blessing of picking perfect timing to transition roles right before COVID. And so, I mean, Chris Jeans, we spent a ton of time together this week from WD College, and that was amazing. And I mean, Kelly Johnston from Alto Sham, and there were so many people that, you know, I walked away truly transitioning from having a lot of acquaintances to now being able to consider several new people my friends. So it was just amazing. How about you?
I love it. Oh my gosh. For me, seeing so many, they're meeting new friends. I mean, Mike, I knew Mike a little bit because we rep BSI together over the years, but Mike from, oh my gosh, what's his rep firm? Mike's in Virginia.
Hi, Sab.
Hi, Sabatino. Right. So like connecting with new friends from that capacity, building new relationships, seeing old friends. You talk about like Jeans. I haven't seen Chris in 2.5 years, and we've connected so much through COVID. And so to finally kind of give those hugs and see those friends was just a huge gift for me. It was.
And that karaoke party, I mean, come on. That was insane.
The karaoke party is top notch. And someone came up, I think I was next to Chris or Tom, and they were like, you know, I thought this was going to be cheesy, but this is awesome. And it was awesome. It's such a great way to let loose at the end, to all see a different side of ourselves, take some risks, try singing, just have a great time and support each other. That was the coolest part, was watching I don't think I'd ever sang karaoke and get up on that stage.
Epic. It was amazing.
Well, I will tell you, when I was doing it, I was looking out at you. You were kind of like, you were right, not too far in front of me.
I was your hype girl. I was your cheerleader.
You totally were. And when I forgot like where the words came in or all this stuff, I hadn't heard the song since like the 90s. And like, just to know that everyone was like, you got this. And you're like, it was a really encouraging time. It was great.
You know, going to the multitude of conferences that we have over the course of our careers, and will continue to, God willing, you were spot on the live band karaoke. Even as one of the co-chairs, I was like, man, I'm not sure how it's going to go. And it reminds me of an FCSI conference a couple of years ago where we did a silent disco night, which is, but on the front edge, like before it was a thing. And we're like, this is either going to be an epic failure or one of the most fun nights of our entire lives. And fortunately it was the latter, but you know, where there's great risk, there's great reward. And it was it just was so amazing to be together and dance and laugh. And it just was an amazing time.
I love it. Look at all these comments. Holy cow.
Hey, Rick Palmer. Hi, everybody. Oh my God, there's so many people.
Rick is in the house. Kenny.
Allison, Cody, talk about someone who deserves some R&R. Man, great job at conference.
Oh my gosh, Allison. Hi, Allison. Yeah, Mike Colligan with Hi Sabatino. I forgot what rep firm Mike was with, but look
I got you.
This is so rad. Yeah, Stephanie, back me up. Love it. Hi, Anna. What's up, buddy? So rad. Okay, Stephanie, you've had. It seems. I don't know. You're so young, and you've had such a cool career already. And you've got a new fun role at Foodservice Holdings, BSI, English. Can you give us just some of your career journey for people who don't know your story? Sure,
I would love to. So I say I'm an industry lifer. I grew up in this industry. I was blessed to have an amazing mom who was an entrepreneur and started a food service software company when she was pregnant with me. So from the time I was 10 years old, I started going to trade shows and conferences and helping stuff envelopes for marketing campaigns, and always had a passion for food service and hospitality. I actually thought I was going to go into the commercial side of the business, into hotel management and leadership eventually. And I realized really quickly that I'm far more passionate about non-commercial food service, because and I'll go back to my career in a minute, but the impetus for it really is that I learned early on that food is one of the only things that brings people joy when they're in non-com. And I don't care if you're a kid away at school for the first time or K-12 power plant network. I mean, it might be the only meals that these kids get or the only hug that these children get all day. Or if you're a patient in a hospital or, you know, an inmate in a prison. I mean, food is the one thing that people have some semblance of control over, and that brings them comfort and joy. And so if I can make their lives any better or easier, that's what I love to do. So, and that's my North Star. So I went to undergrad and studied hospitality. And the blessing of school and working and all of those things is you realize what you're really good at and what you suck at and what you love doing and comes naturally to you and what you don't enjoy as much. And so after undergrad, I went to the CIA for a new program. We were kind of the guinea pigs for this amazing, it's called the Advanced Culinary Arts Program. And it was one of the finest experiences and the most challenging of my entire career and life. But I survived. I learned a chef. I am not, but I am a decent student and I'll work as hard as I possibly can to thrive and be of benefit to whoever I'm working with and working alongside. So worked in operations for a short while at Stanford and realized very quickly that I'm not good or fast enough to be in operations. So God bless all the food service directors and chefs and line staff and everybody who's involved in non-com or the commercial side of the business. It is a hard, but yet rewarding career journey and path. But I learned that I prefer helping those individuals. So I moved, let me give you the Cliff Notes version. I navigated through, I spent 7 or 8 years, I think, at Computrition. And then I really wanted to embark on my own journey and start my own business, which I did. I started a DMC or destination management company, essentially bringing high-end leisure travelers and corporate groups to California's wine country. And that expanded to culinary and wine-centric travel globally. And then I realized that I missed being part of a team. And at that time in my career and life, my spouse was presented with a great opportunity to move to St. Charles, Illinois, to lead the Association of Nutrition and Food Service Professionals. And at that time, an incredible human being by the name of Ralph Goldbeck. He had a need for a business development team member, and I came on board there. And then I transitioned to Hobart and ITW, and that was one of the most amazing experiences of my entire career. And then I moved on to FSH, and that is my life professionally in a nutshell, and personally a bit too.
I love it. I had no idea you were so into wine.
Me?
Well, maybe, I mean, or that was such a big part of your story. Like, I knew that you enjoyed it, but I didn't know you'd started companies for that, and you got people out to wine country and gave them these experiences.
Yeah, I mean, of course I enjoy wine, but the craftsmanship and artisanship behind not just winemakers, but the food scene in the wine country, not just California, all over the world. It's just a group of really passionate and creative people. And it's a blessing to be able to, I don't care what side of the industry you're in, being able to connect people and create experiences and build memories for people, curate memories for people is really special.
I love it. Tell us, so you recently got a new role created for you at FSH, Foodservice Holdings. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what that looks like from your perspective? Like what are you doing now and why is it so fun?
It is so fun and so challenging in the best possible way. I'm, for all intents and purposes, for the most part, I'm doing a lot of what I did before, which is essentially leading the business development strategy in conjunction with our team for the organization. And since my promotion, I've become more involved and engaged in sales engineering and some future state, not currently, but M&A efforts. And I'm in the trenches to the degree that I'm not getting in the way and messing things up in operations and supporting Mike Kreider and some of our colleagues as much as I possibly can, and working alongside Bill Reeves, our CEO, who is an incredible, brilliant human being, and could not be more kind. And so I'm kind of involved. Oh, and new product development. So I work with Abby Green now. She got married a couple months ago, and she's our incredible head of marketing. And we brought a new product development engineer on board recently, and we're just having a really good time building upon the legacy that makes BSI what it is, the amazing, amazing company that it is, and then building and cultivating future state solutions and building what the future of our company is going to be. And it's amazing.
Holy cow, Stephanie. I love that part of you get to offer your creativity and this energy that we all get to see. Someone saying, by the way, go, 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 lady.
Yes.
Oh, it's Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea.
Hi, Kristen's here. Ella, this is wonderful. You get to offer that creativity and energy to all these fun different departments at BSI, Foodservice Holdings. Here's a question for you, because you just got back and you, from being on the MOPSI, a committee chair for MOPSI, you're headed to, was it AHF, to go be a part of that. You're on the FCSI, you're a committee chair, I believe, or something like that.
Conference chair.
Conference chair, there we go. And you've got these great rules at FSH, this great role. Kevin Coachman asked a question in the group earlier. How in the heck do you do it all? How do you manage to do all these things, keep your energy high, and add value everywhere you go? It's amazing what you're doing, Stephanie.
Thanks. I think what we're all doing is pretty darn amazing. You just say yes. I mean, if you want something done, you give it to a busy person. And I just say yes. It's not actually that hard. I mean, it does require balance and, prioritizing and lots of to-do lists. But again, I just want to be of service. And my incredible spouse, Joyce Gilbert, has taught me a lot about servant leadership. And you just say yes, and you get it done, and you do what you say you're going to do, and you put one foot in front of the other. And I'm not going to say it doesn't get daunting and overwhelming and stressful and all of those things, but you just structure your day and figure out what matters and what doesn't, and you get it done.
Is saying no, when realizing there are certain, you don't have time for everything.
True.
You've got to, at times we do have to say no. Do you find over time, as your career's progressed, are you better at recognizing the things that you might need to say no to or delegate somewhere else and sort of putting those aside?
Absolutely. So you're right. There's what's far, I'm not going to say worse, but I'd much rather someone or myself say no than say you're going to do something and not show up and disappoint somebody. So you can't do everything well, and you can't be all places as just one person at all times. And something's got to give at times, but I don't see it so much as saying no. What I like to do is, if I don't have the time or the space or the mental bandwidth to take something on, then I try to transition it to an opportunity and identify somebody who would be a perfect fit. And that's part of building the incredible team that we have at Foodservice Holdings and everywhere that I've worked. It's, I don't say yes because it's an opportunity for me. I say yes because it's an opportunity to serve and give back. And if I can't do that, then I'd much rather somebody else. And I want us all in this industry to have opportunities to be challenged and grow and thrive and give back. So no, I don't say yes to everything, but I say yes to the right things at the right time, because you can't do everything at the same time.
Heck yeah. And I love there's hidden in your comment was, I say yes to things so I can serve and give back. Something that Joyce taught you about servant leadership. It's, there's a why hidden in there. That's your why. I mean, maybe, it's possible that people take on so many things, but they don't have that clear with, their North Star, that why of why it matters. When you're doing it from a position of, I'd love to serve. I'd love to help make this association give the best event. I'd love to help with our customers get the best serving lines or guards or whatever those things are, or that hospital or that prison or whoever it is. There's more energy involved when you have a clear why behind it.
100%. Absolutely. I mean, we're all here. I don't think very few of us came into food service to become billionaires, right? We do it because it makes our hearts and our minds and our, you know, our lives richer and better. And that happens through connection and like building the relationships we talked about and the friendships at MOFSI and these other trade associations, and just in our day-to-day. You don't have to be involved in trade associations to have strong, incredible, and valuable relationships in our industry. Everybody has their own path and their own way in which they want to find that connection. And it could be with their colleagues at work. You know, it's everybody's scope and capacity and interests are different, and that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, food service is my jam, as I had to say on the MOFSI video, or education then, but all of it. We're all so blessed to be in this industry. So I'm not sure that I answered your question, but
I think you crushed it right out of the park. I think you nailed it. Here is our buddy Rick Palmer. Serious question. How much coffee does she drink in a day? Are you a coffee drinker?
I'm not much. I'm a solid cup to cup and a half a day. I really like tea as well, but no, I should be better at it, but I love working out. I'm kind of obsessed with our Peloton that we got, and it was, I think, a COVID purchase, but one of the best things I ever did for my mental health and well-being, to find that and carve out that me time, because you need, if you're going to give, you've got to take care of yourself first. And, but Rick, sorry, bro. No, I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I like it, but I hit my limit and then I'm good for the day.
There you go. You tap out. I'm with you. Greg Kettner's in the house. Yo, Greg. This is Bobby Moshe, I think, describing
Bobby.
Passionate. Bobby, I think that's a great word. This is Quentin. Yo, Quentin, you can't be everything to everyone, but you can find the solution exactly. Quentin Webb here. I think StreamYard has an issue with names. Oh, maybe they do. I don't know. But I'm glad you said that. But I agree. You can't be everything to everyone for sure. But I like Stephanie's approach is who's the best person to serve right now? Mm-hmm. You know, if it can't be me, there's someone who can add value to what, you know, whoever someone needs, whatever they need. And so who is that person right now? I think is a great way to handle that. Chris Jeans. Yo, Chris. Hi, Stephanie and Jason.
The birthday guy.
So nice to listen to you connect and share ideas. Two people that get things done. Miss you both since last week.
Miss you too since last week.
We miss you too. Chris turned 50 and we had some fun at the karaoke night. A fun cake came out. Chris sang with me. The reason I ended up getting on stage was Chris was like, Jason, you got to get on stage and do some singing. And so I was like, if you'll sing with me. And so that was like a bucket list item to sing with Chris Jeans.
You know what? That is a perfect example of me saying no and creating the opportunity for other people to thrive. There is no way I would ever get up on stage and sing karaoke. That is a definitive for the rest of my life, personally or professionally. That will not happen.
Got it. Karaoke's not going to be on the list.
Out.
Noted. Okay. Maybe I'll take your spot next time as well.
Perfect.
I'd take $1 billion, the 10 years challenge. Who's that? That's Chelsea. Love it. Love it. It's a very behind the scenes niche industry. This is Quentin. However, it is, in my opinion, the largest industry globally. I think you're right with that, Quentin. I believe you are.
Awesome.
Rick Palmer again. I'm a consultant because I had the passion and I wanted to make facilities a little better through my designs.
And you do.
And a lot with the help of BSI.
He is such a loyal friend and consultant and specifier. We're blessed to have so many in our industry, but Rick is certainly special. Hey, Craniacs, I love you too.
The Craniacs are in the house. This is awesome.
So thank you all for being here on a Monday night. I'm sure there's other things that you could be doing, and I so appreciate you hanging out with Jason and myself. It's a blessing. and I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
we're really grateful. This is fun. So, okay, so Stephanie, when you are recharging your batteries, you talked a little bit about it, about Peloton, how that was really big for you. Is there
I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just love it.
You're good. You're good. We have a bike too that we've loved, or running, or whatever those things are. But do you have any go-tos that you know what, these are things that consistently sort of fill my tank. They refill me up. They put me in a good spot. Anything else like that in your world?
Oh, absolutely. I love hiking and walking. And since we relocated to Colorado, I've learned very quickly that my version or my definition of hiking is very different than native Coloradans. I mean, I have friends from this industry and that, I mean, hike insane mountains and peaks and in the snow and all the elements, and God bless you. That is not my thing, but I like nature walks and I like, staying on trails, that kind of hiking. I love going for walks and exploring Denver or Chicago when I'm there. I really love being outdoors, whether it's urban or out in the mountains. So I love to cook. I don't do a ton of it, but because I'm the youngest of 4 kids, so I don't know how to cook for less than 20 people. My spouse can attest, and we're usually heading off somewhere. I am for business or sometimes for pleasure, and so it's really hard for me to not cook for an army. So we like to have company so we can enjoy it for a while and not have leftovers for days. But I love music. Live music is starting to come back, so can't wait for that. This summer, it's on my bucket list to go see a show at Red Rocks. I've wanted to my entire life, far before living in Colorado was even a figment of my imagination. Yeah. And so that I think will be happening this summer. So those are some of the things I love to do. How about you, Jason? I know you like to run.
I've taken up running for sure it was good for my mind, and watching so many people in our community run, Charlie and Rob and Kevin, like so many runners that sort of inspired me when COVID started. And so it's also a big pride thing for me. Running is hard for me to do because I don't love huffing and puffing generally, like breathing heavy and lungs hurting and all this kind of stuff. So when I get done with it, it's like, wait a minute, I just did something that was great for me, that was hard. It's like one of those I can do hard things moments. And then it tees me up that everything else I handle throughout the day doesn't seem quite as challenging because I just did something that felt really hard.
Isn't that a Glennon Doyle line? I can do hard things, and I love it.
You're probably right. I don't know.
She may or may not be the first, but our CEO and I had that conversation a lot. We say, we can do hard things.
Yes. I love it. And you know what? We become what we say we can become. Adam Klostrom is in the house. Yo, Adam. What's up? Evan Purcell. Hey, Evan. Yo, brother. Okay, finish this sentence, Stephanie. A career in food service will make you...
a better person.
What about it will make you a better person?
Because you have to be about something that's greater than yourself. That's bigger than yourself. Because everything we do, I don't care if you're an operator or a business partner, a vendor, a manufacturer, or a rep or a dealer, we are all trying to make something happen together, and that is nourishment and togetherness. And so if you are going to be in this industry long term and this is your life's work, I don't think you can really do it successfully when you go about it with the mindset of being self-serving or what's in it for you. I haven't seen anyone successful or any leaders that I want to emulate or that I respect that wake up each day. And I don't know that any of us do it intentionally, but I do think there's a unique spirit about us, about this food service tribe that, and no disrespect when I use the term tribe, that the lifers, the people that are really, really passionate, know that it's not about them.
I think that's, this is our buddy Rick. She nailed that question, and it's a beautiful answer to that question. because you're right. Everything we do is about something bigger than we are. And everything that we're collaborating on, again, with, you as a manufacturer, me as a manufacturer, with the distributor, with the consultant, with the end user, to help a hospital open, or to get more kids fed in a school, or to open restaurants, or all the things that you talked about. Food is the thing that can bring most people joy, that brings everybody joy. Food is the thing that, Shannon Solomon and I talked one time, like, think about food, like, anytime there's a celebration, there's got to be food there. We celebrate over food. If we need to mourn, if there's grieving that needs to happen, we do it over food. We grieve over food to calm our pain or ease our pain. When conflict needs to be resolved, if you and I were having a struggle and I wanted to reconcile, I'd call you and say, Stephanie, let's go get coffee, or let's go have a lunch, because food is the thing that helps us reconnect. It's this, magical gift of the universe that we get to all be a part of. And I love that that's your perspective on it, is we are always a part of something bigger than us.
Oh, all day long. And, Shannon Solomon, oh my God, what an incredible soul she is. Hi, if you're on here, but she was on really early with you this morning, and she told this beautiful story about how this young man came to campus, and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon, and they were closing up shop for the day. And he knew that the amazing buses that she procured through COVID to deliver food out to communities, because people didn't necessarily have transportation to campuses to get food. She and her team didn't know what in the world they were going to do. And they figured out how to feed him, because that's what we do. And we all, we don't all serve food, but we all play a role in taking care of the world, and to the degree that we can. And in some instances, it's really small, and in others, it's really big. And what she's done through COVID, and so many food service directors, is so, so big. I'm the current IAB chair, Industry Advisory Board chair for AHF, and to just see, there was a whole email thread today with different board members, Ryan Conklin from UNC and others, that are just, to say they're struggling, and they're persevering and they're thriving through it. But I mean, there's no staff. There's obviously supply chain challenges, and some hospitals are having the National Guard come in because there's just not enough staff to feed patients. And these are board members. I mean, these are subject matter experts and thought leaders in our industry, and there's just not enough talent, or they can't get the talent to help them operate to the degree that they want to be and they're fully capable of. But it goes back to the conversation earlier about, you can't be all things. Like, you need a strong team alongside you in order to be successful. And what the food service industry is dealing with on the operation side is just remarkable right now. I haven't, in the 20 plus years of my career, I've never seen anything like it. You have disasters, natural disasters, or things that happen. There's earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, that sort of thing. And communities come together, but it's this finite thing that will pass. And I think continuing to find our North Star, and to know that, like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this together, is really, like, the only thing some days that I think is keeping some of them going.
It is hard when you're right, when the challenge is sustained, when you can't see that light. And I would agree. The fact that the industry has come together, like, in moments of tragedy, there are a lot of moments where you watch people come together, and it has been fun to see our industry decide we are going to support each other in this. And we know it's hard, and I know conflict happens in hard moments and in challenges, and when things can't show up and all of this kind of stuff. But it does feel like there's a spirit of generosity and of, let's figure it out together, because it's hard on everybody right now. And if there has to be a gift, that's one of them. Glenn Lawless. Yo, Glenn's with Metro. Glenn. Great convo, guys. I feel like the food service channel in general reflects the hospitality we all create for our guests and each other. Glenn.
So true.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we see our customers creating for their guests, our end users create for the individuals that come in, we want to mimic that and we want to reflect that as well, so that we're connected with and again, Stephanie mentioned it, we're in a service industry. We do this to be a part of something bigger. So Glenn, great point. Stephanie, we talk about challenges we're all going through, and you're on these committees hearing some of these stories. You know what, here, let me ask this real quick. Chris just popped it up. Stephanie, how many associations do you chair? Your support of the industry is remarkable. Well said, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. I don't necessarily keep count. It might be on my CV, but a few. I'm on the industry advisory board chair. I was just blessed and fortunate to be asked to serve on IAB for SHFM. This is Society for Hospitality and Food Service Management. I'm IAB chair for AHF. I'm chairing the FCSI conference. The list goes on. But what I think has been really cool and really fun in our organization is, amongst our team, I've asked my colleagues what they're really passionate about, and so that we can divide and conquer. And so we have a couple of team members that one's going to spearhead, SNA or K-12 engagement. Someone else is going to be our go-to person for higher ed, Abby. Mandy's she's fairly involved and going to become more involved in SHFM. And, it is such a fun and beautiful experience to support our industry through trade associations and other means again. But to be able to identify opportunities, and I think they think that sometimes I'm like harping on them, like, you have to get on these committees, but there's no better way to get to know other people in our industry, again, thought leaders, and just make amazing lifelong friends. And, the last thing I want to do is keep that close to me or not share that beautiful blessing and that gift, because it's one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do professionally. And I got to say that, Shane Varnum, he's my brother from another mother and my old boss from Hobart and ITW. He was such an incredible example of that. And in identifying and creating opportunities for me to become more engaged and involved. And there's no way that I'd be where I am today without him and other people like him. Barbara Kane, there's this group of not just ladies, people in our industry. We all have not a clique, but a group that we've spent years, when you do what we do in sales or marketing or business development strategy, oftentimes we spend more time with each other than we spend with our own families. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing. It is what it is, though. And, you have this group that creates these opportunities for you and paves the pathway for you to succeed and grow and be challenged and thrive. And that happens, or that should happen, both within your own organization, whomever or whatever brand you're representing, and then externally, like finding mentors and mentees so that we can all raise the tide and become a better industry together.
Stephanie, oh my gosh, you say it so well. There was a quote, I think his name's John Mulholland. I put it in one of my talks in MOFSI, but the quote is, pay any price to be in the company of extraordinary people. And this whole idea of leveling up, of learning. So you're right. When you serve on these committees, when you're part of these boards, you're with other people with servant hearts, people who want to care, that want to give, that are thought leaders. And the more you can hear things they say and the ways they think, the more you incorporate that into you. And so you talk about the people you've surrounded yourself with in your career who are leaders and encourage you and inflate you, and who you sort of rise up with because you've intentionally chosen people. I think it's beautiful.
And it forces you to get out of your comfort zone and do things that, quite frankly, can scare the crap out of you, or if you know that you've got not necessarily a weakness, but a muscle that you need to strengthen, whether it's finance or public speaking or, board facilitation or engagement, whatever those things are for you. It gives you a safe space outside of the company or organization that pays you to learn and become stronger and better. So it's another, I think, great outcome and benefit that
Absolutely.
involvement.
And you bring it back in.
Mhm.
So everyone, the company you work for benefits as well. Met some amazing
All
people
day
in the
long.
industry, everyone on the same team with one goal of helping people. Awesome conversation. I love it. Here's a question from our buddy Rick down in Tennessee. It's me again. Sorry. No sorries, Rick. Love it. If there was something, excuse me, you wanted to see changed for a more positive effect on the food service industry, what would it be? Great question, Rick.
That's a great question, and I have an immediate answer. I would like the change that I would like to see is moving towards a more collaborative and less adversarial dynamic at times between the different silos or entities within our industry. You know, there are some, and nobody's immune to this. There are some manufacturers, there are some specifiers, there are some dealers, there are, and that feel like someone's out to get them, or, the other group doesn't see it from their see something from their vantage point, or, have that, they don't look at things at challenges and opportunities with a win-win mindset. And they are so afraid, or don't see, not afraid, they don't see that like we can be so much more successful together. And I keep going back to that collaborative, but it really is what drives every decision and every initiative and everything that I pursue. None of us can do anything well alone. And so, yeah, I think especially now, us, and I don't know what the conduit for that is other than a whole lot of grace and understanding and sitting in other people's shoes. But I also think that like coming together as an industry physically is going to be part of that. So I don't know if that resonates with anybody who's joining us tonight, but totally, Rich. All ships rise with the tide. And yeah, I mean, I feel like, and I don't know if service agents are part of this, but like all of the groups within our industry that make our industry what it is, the more we realize that we're here to support one another instead of against each other, the more successful we'll all be.
I think you're totally right. There is a great, I don't know if you saw this.
Rob Connolly. Hey.
Rob's in the house.
5 families.
I
Perfect
know.
timing.
I'm thinking of a comment actually that was made. So the 5 families got together at MOFSI and we had
that was
Rob.
A great panel.
Wasn't that great? And
yes.
I'm thinking back to Michael Keck and, Michael, who's the current chairman or president of FIDA and of Concept Services down in Texas. These questions kind of came up and it was, Michael was saying, listen, we're in positions right now where people need product, the specified product isn't available, for a whole host of reasons. And so we need to have these conversations with our end users and the consultants and the manufacturers to get an end user a product. They need to open. And I mean, Michael is unique in that he's so genuine and he has a way of being really honest and genuine about what he has to do in a way that doesn't feel threatening.
Right. It is what it is.
Right. This is where we are. And, but sometimes you're right. There is a moment where there's a transition between let's figure this out. Here's what I've got to do. Let's have open communication versus sometimes maybe the spirit changes in the conversation or something feels vindictive or for whatever reason, it just feels different. But I think, all of the leaders of the 5 families currently, there was so who was it? Tom, it was Rob, it was Michael Keck, it was Kirby and Christine, right? Because
she's amazing.
Yeah. So there was this general acknowledgement of what's happening in the industry. And there was no desire amongst any of those leaders for a spirit of negativity or mean-spiritedness. It's like, hey, decisions have to be made. Let's try to figure them out together. And if everyone could sort of operate with that heart set and mindset and desire to connect, it'd be wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, well, Jason, at the end of the day, like our ultimate customer, all of our customers are the end user. And I think we forget that in our day-to-day lives between POs and drawings and submittals and all the things that we all do, and sourcing and supply chain. I mean, we support end users in supporting the customer. And the more we come back to that, the better off we'll all be. And you're right that, and I don't think, I think that the vast majority of our industry are like all of us and everyone on tonight. Yeah. Thank you again all for joining. It's amazing. I don't come across, it is the rare exception that I come across somebody that I don't believe, or I can't find some commonality, you know, to identify and work towards the greater good. So again, it goes back to why we're all in this. It's not to become Bill Gates necessarily. I mean, not that, well, he's a bad example politically, so we'll just move on. Bad example.
No, I get where you're going. And the opportunity, here's why MOFSI was so great. It's those conversations are so much easier to have when I'm sitting next to you with a cup of coffee or a salad or, you know, whatever meal or drink or a cocktail or whatever we're having, a glass of wine, and to have those real conversations. That's why I think it's so important for us to keep coming back together and meeting in person to share these things. It'd be nice to have a conference where MOFSI, FEDA, CEFESA, and NAFM all in one place every couple of years, not a trade show, just a conference. I love that idea. Actually, FEDA did something like that probably, I don't know, 2018, 2019 in Scottsdale or Phoenix. I think they invited everybody in, and it was unique. It was different, and it was fun to connect and talk. Who's this, Quentin? That's what I would like to see change too. It's like the disconnect between service agents like me, thanks, Quentin, and dealers, reps, manufacturers. There seems to be a gulf sometimes between us all. Like we only talk when the what hits the fan.
Right.
Quentin, I think, you know, watching the 5 leaders, channel leaders speak on, you know, at MOFSI last week, I think there's a great intention and desire to continue to connect, continue to talk. And I believe it will. When the leaders convey that spirit and that desire, that'll all roll downhill. And I think we'll continue to see it. Rich Maliki, the channel partners, Rich. Working together is massively important. Knowing what we all do, trust, and setting proper expectations has never been more important.
Yeah. And you know what? Owning the successes together and owning the challenges together. And, you know, we all know what happens when you point fingers. And I don't care it's largely irrelevant amongst our stakeholder partners, dealers, consultants, et cetera, reps, or ourselves, who's to blame or who's at fault for things going wrong. The question becomes how you can work together to make things right and take care of the customer. So
it's not about blame. Let's do a shout out for Fedcon for sure.
Everyone's welcome at Fedcon.
The Fed Nation is having a conference. It's in April. Rich, type in the dates. It's going to be in Phoenix. It's going to be in Arizona, Scottsdale, or Phoenix, or somewhere down there.
Fantastic.
And Rich is bringing so many folks together, all different channels, to come learn branding. So many of the things that the Fed Nation talks about: communicating, collaboration over competition. And Rich, put the dates in there. We'll bring them up so that everyone can know about it and sign up to come join you. Glenn Lawless, transparency, is trending. Those partners that have a collaborative mindset versus competitive will be the ones that succeed. You are right. Glenn, I totally agree. I think people recognize that now. You know, there's a greater recognition. I think transparency is trending. I think people want everything's so hard. Just kind of life sometimes feels combative with everything we've been going through the last few years. You know, what's on, what's not on, what's working, what's not. Am I in? Am I out? Can I go into a store? Can I not? All of these things that to remove some of the BS and the filters that I have to work through to figure out what's genuine. I am way more leaning in the directions of things that I can just trust, that I know are for me, that want me to win, and where we do it together.
Yeah. I mean, Glenn brought up competition, and, you know, this is probably the worst thing. I might not have a job tomorrow or in the future, but, you know, I am a competitive person. Absolutely. I don't think you can be in sales or business development and not want to win. But at the same time, I also am of the mindset that there's enough business to go around. And do we want to win every job and opportunity? Absolutely. but the fact remains that none of us will. And, you know, Kevin Vigent, great friend, you know, multi-tier, there's so many people in our industry that are truly great friends. We can still, business is business, and, you know, you can still put as you should, your best foot forward, but, you know, we're all going to thrive, and there's opportunity for us all. So it's probably an unpopular opinion or perspective for somebody spearheading sales. But this is a wide, vast world and industry that we all live in and work in. And there's tremendous opportunity for us all.
I think many of us live too much with an either or mindset. I think it's both and. Stephanie, it's your job and BSI's job to be competitive and wanting to service your customers. It's my job at CalMill to do my best to serve customers so well that they only want to buy my stuff.
Right.
But I can also care for the people who are doing the same thing with a different company. I can also support them in ways, even as I'm working to win jobs. It's a both and we can live in both. It's not black and white mindset. Rich, here we go. April 25th to 27th, Cefesa and MOFSI will be there amongst the many service companies, dealers, reps, manufacturers, techs, and more. Fedcon.com. Boom, Rich. Boom. You're the man. I love it. Both and all day long. I think so much, you know, that either or, both and mentality. I remember when Louise O'Sullivan came on and joined us for a conversation early on, I think it was last summer, and talked about when she was going to become a mom. She was a teacher at the time, and the school district said, you can't be a teacher any longer. You can't do both well. We're not going to let you. You could be a substitute. And there's a lot of people that we meet who, particularly, you know, women who I think have this mindset at times. I don't know if I can be a mom or I can be a spouse or have a family and be successful in a career. And let's get rid of that either or. It is both.
Oh my God. There are so many amazing moms that come to mind, professional, working, successful moms that are invaluable leaders in our industry. I mean, Danielle Mason, Sojo Alex, Megan Darrow, like the list goes on and on. Kristen Gio. I mean, Kristen today, there's so many. And, you know, my spouse and I made our choice to not have children. And for us, we could make it a choice. But God, there is something so powerful and beautiful about the gift that you can teach your children by being a brilliant, strong, fierce, successful woman and dad or gender non-binary parent.
Yeah.
We're welcome to, you know, we invite all. And no, I mean, when you can balance, and you have to because you don't have an alternative, parenthood and your professional realm, I think both are probably better as a result.
Whoever you are, however you identify, love is love, and hard work is hard work, and being good and integrity is integrity, regardless of, you know, man, woman, what, you know, wherever, it's all the same. And it's all a beautiful example for those watching, those older than you, those younger than you, those your peers. You know, goodness inspires goodness in others. However you define that. Okay, Stephanie, finish this. I am happiest when.
That's a great question. I am happiest when I am bringing people together and helping create beautiful memories. That's why I went into event management originally, you know, because you can build the stage and create the atmosphere that connects people. You know, it's just a different side of food service and hospitality. But working hard toward coming up with a vision and idea for what an environment or what a situation should look like. And this is really how I pursue goal setting and my current professional pursuits and the goals and the challenges that we set before us as an organization at Foodservice Holdings. You know, you find the goal, and I'm terrible at sports, so I'm not going to use a sports analogy, but, you know, creating incremental steps to help you get there, it's all the same, you know? And when one of the greatest gifts in our industry is that we have the opportunity, again, to bring people together and connect people to solutions to people, and people to people. That brings me the greatest joy.
Well, I think it's so fun, and what a gift when someone's greatest joy is also a great need of constituents, of people. And in our industry right now, in any industry, you can't find an industry or a part of the world that doesn't need to continue to be brought together in this time of what's been so isolating or felt so isolating at times.
So true.
And so it's fun when your greatest joy is our greatest need. And I would say, you know, from my limited perspective, Stephanie, keep doing what you're doing, because it energizes all of us. The way you care for the industry, the way you do what you do, it's, I don't know, it's a gift for us to watch and to receive.
And to you as well. Oh my God, what an incredible blessing and gift Foodservice Power Plant has been, and you have been to so many people. And like I said, you're just getting started.
Well, I continue to feel you're cheering for me when I forget the lines of a song, which happens a lot. Okay, here's real quick. Kevin, you are so awesome.
Thanks,
encouraging.
Kevin.
When you're on a plane, what are you doing? Are you watching a movie? Are you answering emails? Are you jamming to music? Are you sleeping? Are you reading a book? What are you doing?
I do download a lot of books on my phone. And I start a lot of them. I finish less of them, but I try.
Sure.
I play solitaire on my phone. I definitely respond to emails and play catch up. And sometimes I just think and strategize. I don't have a lot of quiet time and mental space in my day. Certainly not when I'm at the office or, you know, in meetings. And so I take plane time to just kind of have this opportunity, build this opportunity to get back to my creative roots, and so that I can show up recharged. And, you know, you can get so inundated in not the muck, but in the work and the challenges and the opportunities and the expectations that we all set before us and have before us. And so plane time is a good time to just be quiet.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's one of the few places that I used to describe it. It feels like I really am alone, that I don't have to get the Wi-Fi. No one can call me. And it does feel like there's space. And so regardless if I'm catching up on work or if I'm reading or watching a show or whatever it is.
Oh my God, an hour is almost passed.
I know, we're almost done. Mike, there's an industry of connection. Us, our customers, Mike, all day long. That's what they want to feel. That's what we want to feel. And we do it together. I love it. Carl,
I'm not laughing at the comment. I'm laughing at Carl's.
So lucky to work with Stephanie and Mopsy. Should have listened to her more and not gone fishing. I heard Carl had an experience on the fishing boat. Carl, I think there's pills for nausea next time. Take those before you get on the boat. That's really
told them not to do it.
Funny. Quentin, food is such a shared passion, like what Stephanie alluded to at the beginning. We all share that passion. Jason, Stephanie, love you guys. Thanks for the discussion tonight. Very motivating, inspiring. Quentin, love you too, brother. We're so glad you're here. Stephanie, listen, your greatest joy is connecting people and all the things you do, inspiring through the ways you care and all of these fun things while you're doing it. I had a few friends connect with me who want to share what you mean to them. And this is always my favorite part of the night. And it's usually the guest's least favorite part of the night because it puts you on the spot.
Oh, but God, am I going to cry?
I make no promises. I can't, but just enjoy knowing that you've touched a lot of people. Jessica Marshall, up
hey, Jess,
Canada. I admire Stephanie for being such an amazing female leader in our industry. From the countless boards that she chairs to the guidance she provides to everyone she meets, she is a force to be reckoned with in our industry, and I'm honored to call her my friend and fellow wine lover.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, we had a bit of wine at Mopsy, that's for sure.
I love it.
That's why I haven't had any alcohol in 5 days because I'm still recovering. Thanks. Love you.
Danielle Mason. Danielle told me an Aaron Brockovich story.
Yes.
About how, can you tell us that real quick? The moment in Aaron Brockovich that you loved?
Yes. And the sad thing is when we're onboarding new team members and we have a lot of young talent that have recently graduated, I've gotten to that point where I realized I'm in a whole different generation. I'm 2 generations removed at this point. So they've never even heard of Aaron Brockovich. But I don't know when I saw it for the first time in the theaters, but I just, not so much her wardrobe, but I just kind of fell in love with Julia Roberts' character, and that she was the person, the go-to person. She didn't have the title. She wasn't the attorney, but she knew the entire community. She knew the task and the challenge before them better than anyone. And there's a particular scene with some big city attorneys, and she showed them who was boss without even having to be the boss. And I always wanted to be the Aaron Brockovich of our industry and know everybody, or as many people as I could, to be able to connect them and know their challenges and their struggles and how I could, mitigate them and make their lives just a little bit better. And so, yeah, Aaron Brockovich in the movie is the person who knows all the people and connects all the people and finds the solutions. And so that's what I've kind of tried to emulate myself in my career after. But all the kids coming out of school have no clue what I'm talking about.
we gotta find a new movie.
Yeah.
We'll find a new movie. Okay. Here's Danielle. Here's what Danielle said. Stephanie is an amazing connector of people, and her brilliant knowledge of all things food service just adds spice to her personality. Although our paths crossed just 4 short years ago, I'm lucky to call her one of my nearest and dearest friends.
Oh.
At the time, we were competitors in warewashing. However, it was always community over competition, and that's where our friendship formed. Since then, I've watched her take on new roles while lifting others in the light. Her soul and drive is what makes her so beautiful, inside and out.
I can't even talk.
I know. Stephanie.
I'm going to get you back, Danielle, in a few days. Whew. I love you. Thank you.
Our friend Bill Reeves.
What?
Bill is the CEO, correct, at BSI of Foodservice Holdings?
He is the CEO at Foodservice Holdings, and incredible.
He's an amazing guy. Stephanie is an incredible brand ambassador for BSI. Her relationships in the industry are instrumental in helping us move forward in our vision to serve our customers, our rep partners, and our employees. Her attitude is amazing. And from a culture standpoint, she is always so positive and makes sure that everyone on our team brings that spirit into all that we do for our customers.
Drives them nuts sometimes.
Stephanie cares for the customer, and she has made sure that everything we do is about them. She is an absolute joy to work with, and her progressive insights, marketing, and leadership have changed the way we go to market.
Wow.
Stephanie, you are making a difference.
You're supposed to do this to me.
You're making a difference, my friend.
Jason.
The last one is our friend Shannon Solomon.
Oh my goodness.
Shannon's the director of nutrition at Aurora here in Colorado.
She's an angel amongst men and women. She
is unbelievable human being. She, her heart for kids is unparalleled. She is, doing the K-12 power plant network. We've teamed up on that. She is a motivator. She is inspiration. I mean, Shannon's the bomb. Stephanie is truly an encouraging force to all those she encounters. Stephanie's honest, transparent approach to life is refreshing and it's inspiring. She has a gift of being a realist while being an innovative problem-solving genius in the world of equipment, restaurants, kitchens, relationships, and leadership.
Oh my goodness.
Stephanie is very intentional with how she spends her time and energy and is a lighthouse of experience and self-confidence for any upcoming leaders, especially women in executive leadership roles. In the Foodservice Power Plant Network, we are encouraged to remember that we are the sum of the people we surround ourselves with. And in the last 2 years that Stephanie and I have gotten to know one another, I can honestly say that I have become a better leader and a better person from her mentorship and her influence in my life.
Oh my goodness.
Stephanie, you are a power plant for change, innovation, and good. Keep being your amazing, authentic self and inspiring so many of us to do the same. I love you. S.
I love her too. And I will keep on keeping on. It's what we're all blessed to get to do. Oh my God. That is amazing.
Well, it is amazing.
Thank
It's
you,
amazing to
everybody.
see when I look at these comments that we do at the end of conversations as just a mirror. It's a mirror as to who you've been to people. And so, let me too say thank you for whether it's rooting me on at karaoke or whether it's rooting me on in life or with the power plant or in my career. You've become a friend. I'm grateful for you, and you're doing so much in the industry. And I'm putting you out there a little bit in that. I mean, everyone watching, younger, older, as you look at Stephanie's career and her journey and who she is just as a human being, so much of what the goal of these conversations, you learned a little bit about FSH and BSI, but really it's more learning about the person so that we tell these stories which inspire, belief in others and what they're capable of. You can certainly go connect with Stephanie on LinkedIn. I'm sure you can message her. I'm sure her email's there, whatever, all this kind of stuff. And if you want to, have questions for her, go for it. You can throw them in the group in this conversation. We'll get back to it for sure. And here's this.
My email's sgilbert@foodserviceholdings.com.
There we go. Reach out to Stephanie that way. She's a mentor for so many. And Kevin says, and she is fabulous. Boom.
Right back
Stephanie
at you.
is always kind to everyone, makes a huge impact wherever she goes. I'm grateful to call her my friend. This is Gail Swain.
Hi, Gail.
Gail.
Oh my God. What a heart of gold she has. She's
So
a Canberra
great.
rock star.
Oh, Gail. Hi, friend. Rob Connolly. Great conversation, Jason and Aaron. You know
Thanks, Rob.
I love it. Mike, well done. Thanks for a great conversation. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you all so much for joining tonight. It was so much fun.
So many friends. Eric, great job. Love this forum. To Sharon, what a gift. Steph, you're always an inspiration. Selfless and generous. Knowing you has been a tremendous blessing to me personally. Much love. Eric, hi, brother. How awesome is this? Christine, another great conversation. Jason, thanks for sharing. Stephanie, Jason, 3 a.m. was awesome. Chris, you can be my wingman anytime. In fact, I'll need you to be my wingman if it ever happens again.
Oh, hey, Armando.
Armando's in the house. Yo, Armando, what's up?
Thank you.
Friends, continue to grow. Listen to Steph's story. Take those notes, incorporate pieces into your own journey, into your own life. Go serve, go love. Remember your why. What's your North Star about why you want to give? There's a reason that Stephanie, with all the fun things she does, there's an energy that exudes from her and that wakes her up every morning to serve. And so figure out what that is in your life. Again, reach out to her. Lastly, again, thanks to Foodservice Equipment Supply Magazine, Zumba Group. The newest edition comes out tomorrow. Maureen,
thanks sponsors.
Dave, boom. It's great to have them as partners to continue to spread the message and support what we're doing here and say, listen, we have so much, we know so much what's going on in the industry from a mindset, from a mind perspective and knowledge, et cetera. Let's care for the people in the industry as well. That's a part of what they're doing. Create the Craven Company team. If you need websites, social media support, marketing strategy, all this kind of stuff, Chelsea and Aaron and Eric and Rachel and the whole team over there are doing all that. Go find them. Their websites are on the bottom of our website. Mine, go to, I think it's supporting partners or something like that, or on the bottom of the homepage. Go connect with them. Find ways that they can help you. Make sure you get your newest copy of the magazine, all this kind of jazz. Foodservice Power Plant Network, thanks for joining us. It was another great night. We will see you soon. Remember, if you're in a particularly tough place right now, it's okay. We all have times in life that are particularly challenging where we can't see the light. Steph talked about tonight on some of these boards. There are so many friends of ours that it's been, the challenge has been ongoing. And sometimes it's hard to see when it's going to end. And if that's you, you're in good company. There's so many amazing people that are having a tough time right now. That's why we're doing this together. We are stronger in it. Excuse me. together. So keep moving. Reach out to me, reach out to Steph, reach out to someone that you trust, someone that you've built relationship with, that you can share things with. And, know that you're not doing it alone, and that this too shall pass. You keep going. Everybody, have a great night. Stephanie, thanks again, my friend.
Jason, thank you so much. What a blast. Have a great night. Thanks, everyone.
Be well, everybody.